I seem to be having some microphone problems. I hope this one records. This is a story. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. I believe it. I've heard many stories very similar to them. I work in the mental health field, and I've heard many stories like this. And I hope that in the year 2010, we take this story that I'm about to read with us and act the way this story would have us act. It's a great story. Get all your Kleenex, your tissue handy, okay? It's called Where is God's Perfection? In Brooklyn, New York, CHUSH is a school that caters to learning disabled children. Some children remain in CHUSH for their entire school career, while others can be mainstreamed into conventional schools. At a CHUSH fundraising dinner, the father of a CHUSH child delivered a speech that would never be forgotten by all who attended. After extolling the school and its dedicated staff, he cried out, "Where is the perfection in my son Shea? Everything God does is done with perfection. But my child cannot understand things as others' children do. My child cannot remember facts and figures as other children do. Where is God's perfection?" The audience was shocked by the question, pained by the father's anguish, and stilled by the piercing query. "I believe," the father answered, "that when God brings a child like this into the world, the perfection that he seeks is in the way people react to this child." He then told the following story about his son Shea. One afternoon, Shea and his father walked past a park where some boys Shea knew were playing baseball. Shea asked, "Do you think they will let me play?" Shea's father knew that his son was not at all athletic, and that most boys would not want him on their team. But Shea's father understood that if his son was chosen to play, it would give him a comfortable sense of belonging. Shea's father approached one of the boys in the field and asked if Shea could play. The boy looked around for guidance from his teammates. Getting none, he took matters into his own hands and said, "We are losing by 6 runs. The game is in the 8th inning. I guess he can be on our team, and we'll try to put him up to bat in the 9th inning. Shea's father was ecstatic as Shea smiled broadly. Shea was told to put on a glove and go out to play short center field. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Shea's team scored a few runs, but was still behind by 3. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Shea's team scored again, and now, with 2 outs and the bases loaded, with the potential winning run on base, Shea was scheduled to be up. Would the team actually let Shea bat at this juncture and give away their chance to win the game? Surprisingly, Shea was giving the bat. Everyone knew that it was all up but impossible, because Shea didn't even know how to hold the bat properly, let alone hit with it. However, as Shea stepped up to the plate, the pitcher moved up a few steps to lob the ball in, softly, so Shea should at least be able to make contact. The first pitch came in, and Shea swung clumsily and missed. One of Shea's teammates came up to Shea, and together they held the bat and faced the pitcher, waiting for the next pitch. Again, the pitcher took a few steps towards the home base to toss the ball softly towards Shea. As the pitch came in, Shea and his teammates swung at the bat, and together they hit a slow ground ball to the pitcher. The pitcher picked up the soft grounder and could easily have thrown the ball to the first baseman. Shea would have been out, and that would have ended the game. Instead, the pitcher took the ball and threw it on a high arc to right field, far beyond reach of the first baseman. Everyone started yelling, "Shea, run to first! Run to first!" Never in his life had Shea run to first. He scampered down the baseline, wide-eyed and startled. By the time he reached first base, the right fielder had the ball. Now, he could have thrown the ball into the second baseman, who would tag out Shea, who was still running, but the right fielder understood what the pitcher's intentions were, so he threw the ball high and far over the third baseman's head. Everyone yelled, "Run to second! Run to second!" Shea ran toward second base as the runners ahead of him deliriously circled the bases towards home. As Shea reached second base, the opposing shortstop ran to him, turned him in the direction of third base, and shouted, "Run to third!" As Shea rounded third, the boys from both teams ran behind him, screaming, "Shea, run home!" Shea ran home, stepped on home plate, and all 18 boys lifted him on their shoulders and made him the hero, as he had just hit a grand slam and won the game for his team. "That day," said the father softly, with tears now rolling down his face, "those 18 boys reached their level of God's perfection." Funny how this is so true. And shame on us. Funny how simple it is for people to trash God and then wonder why the world is going to hell. Funny how we believe what newspapers say but question what the Bible says. Or is it rather scary? How someone can say, "I believe in God," but still follows Satan, who, by the way, believes in God. That I know. Funny how you can send 1,000 jokes through email and they spread like wildfire. But you start sending messages regarding the Lord, people think twice about sharing. Funny how the lewd, crude, vulgar, obscene pass freely through cyberspace, but the public discussion of Jesus is suppressed in the school and the workplace. Funny, isn't it? Funny how someone can be so fired up for Christ on Sunday, but be an invisible Christian the rest of the week. Are you laughing? Funny how when you go to forward this message, you will not send it to many on your address list, because you're not sure what they believe, or what will they think of you for sending it. Funny how I can be more worried about what other people think of me than what God thinks of me. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's live right